Good morning. Welcome to Tuesday. I'm John Zimney in the MNC News Center. It is June the 4th, 2024, and the news getting started now with our top local stories on Michiana's Morning News. The very latest is Elkhart Police are investigating a shooting that happened at the McDonald's drive-thru Sunday night.
It happened just after 10 p.m. when an officer arrived at the Elkhart General Hospital for a shooting victim that had come into the hospital. The 16-year-old female reported that she was a passenger in a vehicle in the drive-thru when the vehicle was struck by gunfire and she was hit. The driver of the vehicle then took her to the hospital where she was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. A second shooting victim was also brought to the Goshen Hospital, claiming that he was also shot at and struck when he exited a vehicle in the McDonald's drive-thru. He was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. No arrests have been made yet, and the investigation is still ongoing. Alyssa Foster, MNC News.
News at 5 o'clock, sponsored by Burkholder Buildings and Supply. If it can be built in an office, a farm, or anywhere else, Burkholder is the highest quality for any need. Burkholder Buildings and Supply can help. Call today. A 41-year-old man's been sentenced to 6 years in prison by plea agreement after an officer conducted a search for people with warrants at the Daylight and in Elkhart. The officer found Travis Harding, who had 2 warrants for dealing and possessing methamphetamine. Harding was in possession of a syringe and a small bag of meth at the time. He was sentenced to 8 years in prison at the Department of Corrections with 2 years suspended and 2 years on reporting probation. It was around this time last year when Southbound Police talked about individuals who have been observed around town carrying signs asking for money to fund a child's funeral.
This past weekend, people carrying similar signs have been spotted again at intersections around St. Joseph County. So police want you to know, if you see the signs, there have been no vehicle crashes in the area that have claimed the life of a 9-year-old boy named Robbie. Similar signs have been spotted in other cities outside of Indiana, and while it is not illegal to ask for money, people seeking funds cannot block or slow the flow of traffic. If you observe somebody seriously endangering themselves or others by collecting money, contact police. Mike Wilson, MNC News.
The individuals have been spotted near University Park Mall, also at Main Street and Edison Lakes intersection, and along Ironwood Road. Checking political news this morning, Indiana's Republican candidate for governor, Mike Braun, has agreed to 2 debates with his Democratic opponent, Jennifer McCormick.
The first debate is set for Tuesday, October 1st. The other is Thursday, October 3rd. Braun's campaign says the decision to accept 2 fall statewide debates follows the precedent set in the 2018 U.S. Senate race, where Braun agreed to 2 debates with his Democrat opponent. It's unclear if Libertarian Donald Rainwater will take part. Morgan Hopkins, MNC News.
As Michigan's long-serving Senator Debbie Stabenow prepares to step down, there's one thing she says she's not planning on doing before the Democratic primary vote. She says she will not endorse a preferred successor until after the primary. She says she plans to support the Democratic nominee in the general election as well as other Dems on the ballot, including President Biden. But she isn't chiming in on the race between Congresswoman Alyssa Slotkin and actor Hill Harper. And the Benton Harbor St. Joseph YMCA has received donations totaling $200,000 from Honor Credit Union and United Federal Credit Union.
These funds will help to support the Y's new Another Century of Service campaign. Each of the credit unions donated $100,000 toward the launch of the $4.4 million campaign that seeks to rejuvenate and expand the Benton Harbor St. Joe YMCA by addressing critical needs and elevating its service to the community. Among the programs that will benefit is the new Great Start Readiness Program classroom at the Y. That's a free pre-kindergarten program. Tommy Lee, MNC News.
Police in Indiana foil a man's plan to pay off his drug debts.
When a delivery driver left a truck filled with beer and liquor unattended outside a bar in Muncie, Indiana, Bo Burchell saw financial freedom. He decided he'd steal the truck, sell the booze, and settle up with his drug dealer. Things didn't go the way he planned. Fox 59 in Indianapolis reports police spotted the stolen truck in a field. Burchell ran, but they found him. How did he plan to offload $12,000 worth of booze? Police say Burchell had also stolen a skidster. He's facing several felony charges. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
Back here at home, news for people in need as the Food Bank of Northern Indiana has released this month's mobile food distribution schedule.
The drive-thru distribution events provide food to community members in need at no cost. The first event in June is scheduled for Wednesday the 5th at the Bristol Food Pantry. They'll be supplying pre-boxed and pre-bagged goods from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. The following event will be on Thursday the 6th at the Excel Center in Elkhart from 9 a.m. until 11. And they'll be at the Knox United Methodist Church on Friday the 7th from 9 a.m. until 11. All food will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis and are available while supplies last. You can find the full Food Bank of Northern Indiana's mobile food distribution schedule for June at 953mnc.com.
Cass County Sheriff's deputies are investigating a deadly hit-and-run.
Police responded to a 911 call just before 6:30 Monday morning about a pedestrian hit-and-run crash on US 12 just west of Mason Street in Porter Township. The caller reported seeing a body on the side of the road and believed they had been hit by a car. When emergency personnel arrived, the male's body was found in the grass. Anybody with information is asked to contact the Cass County Sheriff's Office or the Cass County tip line. We've posted the numbers for both at 953mnc.com. Derek Decker, MNC News.
Well, driving around Mishawaka will be a little bit more challenging starting today. In addition to road work in the Twin Branch area, restrictions are also being put into place on North Main Street from University Drive to Cleveland Road, on Day Road from Filbert to Fur, on Park Place from Edison Lakes Parkway to Filbert, and on Savannah Pass. If the weather cooperates, work should be wrapped up by Friday. Police in Columbus, Indiana have arrested a McCordsville man after he tried to steal a tractor.
The man was able to drive the tractor hundreds of yards before its owner was able to catch up. He would then flee on foot. Responding officers would eventually catch up to the suspect, who they later found urinating in the roadway. The suspect, 20-year-old Derek Jordan, was charged with theft, public indecency, and resisting law enforcement. Officers would search his car, which they later found was also reported stolen in McCordsville. Heather Starr, MNC News.
New this morning on MNC, Purdue students who are interning at CVS could be eligible for a tuition reimbursement.
According to CVS Health, pharmacy school applications have decreased by more than 60% in the last decade. In order to bring in more applications, the pharmacy chain is introducing 2 financial reimbursement programs to recent pharmacy graduates interning with them. They'll provide scholarships to students from diverse or disadvantaged backgrounds and up to $20,000 in tuition reimbursement to 21 students. CVS currently employs nearly 100 interns from Purdue. Victor Garcia, MNC News.
And from the health news file this morning, a new study draws a connection between sleep and migraine headaches.
The research focused on the body's circadian rhythm, or 24-hour internal clock in our brain that regulates alertness and sleepiness. Participants with poor sleep quality and low energy increased their chance of a migraine the next morning. Those with higher energy and higher stress levels had migraines the next day, but during later hours. Dr. Vincent Martin with Community Health Network in Indianapolis says recognizing the triggers could possibly predict and prevent a migraine before it starts with medication.
We use some of the ones that stay in the body a little bit longer, shortly before a trigger and during the trigger, and sometimes that can kind of ward it off.
Migraines affect about 39 million people in the U.S. and can last anywhere from 4 to 72 hours.
That's Terry D. reporting.
Partly to mostly sunny skies today and another hot one. We're going to end up around 85 this afternoon with just a slight chance of a shower or a thunderstorm. Showers and thunderstorms will become more likely as we head into tonight. We'll drop down to 68. And then for Wednesday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers, a few thunderstorms, high temperatures at 78. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
You can get the top local news delivered to your email twice each day. To get signed up, go to 953mnc.com. Just click where it says on demand. Coming up next, top trending stories. We'll also check out your 5-day forecast. It's 5:13.
Podcasts by Federated Media.